Karen Doves with Flexible Warrior Yoga, Health and Wellness, and I'm participating in a 10-day Fall in Love with Fitness Challenge with Linnea Johnson at Smile for Fitness. It's smileforfitness.com. So my part of this is to help you get a little bit more flexible and incorporate some chill power into all of the hard workouts that you'll be doing over the 10-day span. So we're going to start with a little dynamic warm-up and then do a little stretching. So first of all, I just want you to stand up really tall. So that just means ears, shoulders, hips, and heels in one line. We're going to take a huge breath in through your nose, get a little bit of a back bend, stretch up and back. And exhale, bring your hands to heart center. We're going to just do that one more time. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, bring your hands to heart center. On this next one, we're going to do a side stretch. So take a deep breath in. I want you to grab onto your right wrist with your left hand and stretch over to the side so you can get all of your oblique muscles nice and open. On your next inhale, you can come back up and we'll switch and do the same thing other side. So grab onto your left wrist with your right hand, pull it up, and take it to the side. Perfect. Take an inhale, come all the way back up, and then hands back to your side. So now I want you to interlace your fingers out in front, bend your knees, tuck your tailbone, stretch away. This is stretching the muscles between your shoulder blades and back. And then on your inhale, we're going to do wings to expansion. Open up your chest, stretch your hands back, stretch out your chest and shoulders, which is great to do if you've been doing a lot of planks and push-ups. Let's do it again. Bend your elbows or interlace your fingers, straighten your elbows, push away, stretch the muscles between your spine, and then inhale, wings to expansion, open up, take a huge breath in. And let's do it one more time. Interlace your fingers, bend your knees, tuck your tailbone under, push away, and then inhale, huge breath in, stretch your hands back, and then hands down by your side. So on your next breath in, you're going to stretch all the way up and back, and then we're going to take a dive forward. So you're going to be in a forward fold, and some of you with tight hamstrings are going to need to bend your knees a little bit. You're going to take a huge lunge back with your right foot. So what I want you to do is really squeeze your right knee straight, sink your hips down, and you should feel a stretch in your hip flexor and quad. And by the way, you can do all of these stretches with your sneakers on, but feel free to take your sneakers off if you want to. On your next breath in, you're going to take your hands and stretch them up and back towards the sky, which again, you're going to get a stretch through your hip flexor, and then we're going to take a twist. So your elbow is going to come across your knee. Press your palms together, keep squeezing that back knee straight, and then look up and over your shoulder. So really push your palms together, wring out your spine. Take one more breath here, and then we're going to come all the way back up and bring your hands down on either side of your front foot. We're just going to take a step forward. Line up your feet so your toes are side by side. Bring your hands to your shins. This is halfway lift, so you're getting a nice hamstring stretch. Tailbone way out behind you, belly in, shoulders back. And then as you exhale, you're going to round your spine and come into forward fold. Bring your chin to your chest and your nose to your knees. On your inhale, you're going to stand up really tall. Take that back bend, stretching up and back. And then we're going to dive out again and get the same thing on the other side. So take a big swan dive forward, lunge back with your left leg. And by the way, you should notice that your knee is right out over your ankle here. Fingertips in, squeeze your back knee straight, pull your shoulders back. You're stretching right here, hip flexor. And we're going to come up to that high lunge position. Take an inhale, stretch up and back. And then twist. So your elbow's going to come across your knee. So I'm going to turn away from you, but you're pressing your palms together and looking up and over your shoulder. Keep squeezing your back knee as straight as you can. Drop your hips down low. Take one more breath. And then bring your hands all the way down. This time we're going to step to plank. So you're going to be in the top of the push-up. Hands in the ground is beautiful. So put your hands a little dirty every now and then. We're going to come into a half push-up. So all you're doing is trying to hover like 5-6 inches above the ground. You're going to come into a back bend. This is such a good thing to practice. So again, all those push-ups, you want to make sure your posture is open too. Downward facing dog is next. So if you don't have a mat, again, you can see that I don't have one. Don't use that as an excuse. This is an awesome stretch to do. So calves, hamstrings, you want to try to push down with your heels, pull up with your tailbone. If your hamstrings are really tight, you can bend your knees and press back a little bit more. Otherwise, try to drop the heels and straighten your legs. Take one more breath in your downward dog. And then go ahead and step forward again. So make sure in your forward fold, you're lining up your feet. Halfway lift, hands to shins, belly in, shoulders back. Exhale, round your spine, forward fold. And come all the way up to standing. Take a huge breath in. Feel that back bend, reach up your back. And then hands to heart center. So that was a little bit of a warm-up as well as some dynamic stretching. So now we're going to incorporate a little balance into the picture. So what I want you to do is transfer your weight to your left foot and just pull your right knee in to your chest. And by the way, if you lose your balance, don't worry about it, because it all comes with practice. It's not about being perfect. We're going to take the ankle over and across the opposite knee, and this is a standing balance pigeon stretch. And the reason I'm giving and offering this as part of the stretching is because you can do it anywhere. You don't have to have a mat in order to do this. You should feel a stretch through your hip, and the more that you drop your chest down towards the shin in front, the more you'll feel a stretch. If you're a little more flexible, you can grab onto your calf or your ankle. And let's try to take another breath or two. And by the way, find a spot on the ground or the floor beneath you to focus your eyes on. That's going to help you with your balance. Bring your hand back to your ankle and your knee. Give yourself some support and stand up. Now maintain your balance, don't lose it yet. Reach around and grab the inside of your foot. I'm going to turn to the side. Grab the inside of your foot. The reason you're going to do that is because notice if you grab the outside of your foot, it grounds your shoulder forward, so you want your chest to be open. Okay, again, if you teeter-totter, don't worry about it. This is dancer's pose. You want to open up your chest and shoulder. This is a great stretch for the quad and hip flexor as well. So again, you lose your balance, no big deal. It's not about not falling, it's about trying again and keep practicing. And go ahead and release out of that. Toes together to touch. We're going to switch and do the other side, but we're going to do that little sequence first. So reach up and back, take a breath in, and then take a big dive out of it into forward fold. Relax your head and your neck at the bottom. Hands to shins, halfway lift, belly in, shoulders back. And then exhale, round your spine, forward fold. Come all the way back to standing. Take a huge breath in through your nose. Reach for the sky. And then hands down to your side. This is a mountain pose, so the most important thing that you can do and why you practice yoga is just to stand up taller. Align ears, shoulders, hips, heels. Okay, let's switch into the other side. So shift your weight into your right foot. Grab onto your left knee. Pull it in. Stand up tall. And then we're going to take the ankle over the opposite knee, get that standing balance pigeon again. And you might notice right away that this hip is maybe more open, maybe a little tighter. It's totally fine, just notice it. Hands can come into prayer. And then again, if you feel like you want a deeper stretch, just notice what happens when you drop your chest and your shoulders down towards the shin. If you feel like you can go further, grab onto your ankle or your calf. Focus your eyes somewhere on the ground beneath you. Take a huge breath in through your nose. Exhale, see if you can sink a little bit deeper into your stretch. And then hands come to the knee and the ankle. Push yourself up, maintain your balance the best you can. And then let's switch into that dancer's pose. So reach around, grab the inside of your foot. So your thumb should be like right over your big toe. And then kick out. And the opposite hand reaches up for the sky, so the arm's like up towards the ear. Take a deep breath in. You're gonna kick your foot a little bit into your hand. Keep almost losing my balance, it's all good. Take one more breath, and then stand up. Line up your feet, line up your toes, line up your joints and your posture. Take a deep breath in. Take a big dive out. Slide your hands to your shins, halfway lift. This is another breath in. Stick your tailbone way out behind you. Pull your shoulders back from your ears. Exhale, round your spine, forward fold. Come all the way back into standing. Take another breath in. And then mountain pose, hands down by your side. So that was about a 10-minute segment, and all that really requires is your presence, your bare feet or sneakers, all good either way. And fall is such an amazing time to start over, get yourself, you've got a couple months left before the end of the year, so stick with your challenge and don't forget to stretch. Thank you so much for participating. Namaste.